Right now at 10, contagious viruses on the rise in Wisconsin. Which ones and what's behind it all? And a daycare in Toma abruptly closes its doors. The allegations it faces and how the closure is now affecting families. Plus, a new service will make it easier for La Crosse residents to travel to MSP Airport.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily is off. Well, below zero wind chills are the name of the game in our region tonight, although Greg is forecasting a bit of a warm-up later this week.
Yeah, it's interesting how cloud cover and snowpack play a big role in temperatures, and tonight is just really what you expect. Where a cloud cover exists, it's not bad. Where it doesn't, it's really cold. Overall for La Crosse, it will probably get down close to zero. That wind chill will be the main factor waking up in the morning. Could be in that 15 to 20 below range. We'll get back up to about 8 with plenty of sunshine, and that wind will start to decrease in the afternoon. Similar story for Eau Claire. It could be colder, -5. There could be areas around there that get colder than that. Wind chills will probably be in that 20 to 25 below with that northwest wind, not overly strong, but strong enough to create a wind chill, and getting back up to only 5 with sunshine by noon. Frostbite, there we're going to be right into that -20 to -35 range, probably closer to 20 to 25. Once again, 30 minutes could be exposed. We won't quite get to those other levels, thankfully. As you look at wind chills overnight, that 20 to 25 will be right in around the morning hour with some areas 15 to 20. It's going to really depend on cloud cover. Right now, cloud cover does exist towards Decorah to Prairie du Chien. Those temperatures are actually in the mid-teens above zero. Now, hidden behind that, actually now with cloud cover developing, is Ladysmith, which is a -11. So give you an idea how clever will do. There is a possibility for a little bit of flakes of snow earlier tonight to early in the morning for Decorah down to Prairie du Chien. Otherwise, no other areas would expect it. Later on, we'll break down, as Ken said, we're going from very cold tomorrow morning to very mild as we go to Thursday and Friday. And even better, we're going to flip that switch again next week.
All right, can't wait for those details. Thanks, Greg. Well, this cold can, of course, take a toll on your vehicle and potentially lead to a car emergency. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall is live in studio with some quick reminders from experts. Jeremy.
Yeah, Ken, warming up your car, checking your car battery, and paying attention to your tires are some ways your car can be safe in the bitter cold.
First thing, you're going to want the heat working so you can maintain a clear windshield and mirrors.
With temps in single digits or colder, Skylar Klatt, a service advisor at Cooley Auto, is encouraging drivers to warm up their cars.
I do recommend starting the car to some extent. First and foremost, to clear the windshield and get the cabin temperature to a comfortable temperature. Obviously, vision is most important.
Klatt says cars should heat up anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, but that could vary depending on the vehicle. He recommends driving once the car is warmed up.
It's recommended to, start out driving at a slower speed. You don't want to get out and hit the gas because you do want to get the transmission fluid, differential fluids, and all that moving and warming up as well, because those lubricants warm up with movement.
And check your battery. The frigid temperatures slow down chemical reactions in batteries, causing them to reduce power.
We do see a lot of customers come in with battery problems, vehicles that won't start. A lot of that can be prevented with regular safety inspections, especially like a pre-winter inspection before the cold weather to ensure you don't get stranded with a dead battery.
And Klatt adds, pay attention to your tires. If the tire light comes on, it could be a sign of low tread. These frigid temps are known for causing their pressure to drop. Ken?
All right, Jeremy, thanks very much. And a reminder, you can always track weather on your block by downloading our First Warn weather app. You can find it at the App Store or on Google Play. As the months get colder and people stay inside, viruses have an easier time spreading. Brian Simmons is an infection preventionist at Amplify Health. He says they're seeing a lot of cases of RSV, influenza, and COVID right now. He says most cases Amplify is seeing are mild, but we're not in the clear yet as respiratory illness cases continue to climb locally and statewide. Simmons says there are some symptoms to watch out for and signs for when you should stay home.
Any of those respiratory viruses that you definitely have a fever, chills, just feeling like you're very run down, that's a good time to just lay low and rest and get lots of fluids and sleep and take care of yourself.
Right now, Amplify is seeing a spike in influenza A cases. It comes as Simmons says there's a lower vaccination rate for the virus in the area. While the vaccine does not guarantee you won't get the virus, it does weaken its effects. Trempealeau County authorities have identified the men killed in a Galesville basket lift accident. It happened Saturday. According to the sheriff's office, 63-year-old Douglas Poss and 61-year-old Ryan Poss were in the lift trimming trees. The release says the lift was positioned on a slope, which caused it to tip over. Tonight, more questions than answers after Atoma Daycare suddenly closes. The questions are tied to some serious allegations. News 8 Now's Grace Monk has the story.
Kids and Company Daycare closed last week after the VA ended their lease due to compliance issues. Board Chair Travis Scholl says it came down to communication.
We weren't letting the VA know, or maybe not letting the right people at the VA know is probably a more accurate way to describe it, about things like having to close early because of weather.
Scholl says the closure was a surprise.
We knew we had some things to work on as far as reporting goes, but didn't expect it would lead to an immediate termination of the lease.
And so did parent Nick Rea.
About 11:30, I got a call from the director of Kids and Company, and she said, effective immediately, we're going to have to be shutting down.
Rea says he's struggling to find a new child care provider.
We're already so stressed for daycare in the Toma area as is that I think I've called like 14 providers, and only one of them had an opening. And that opening my child doesn't qualify for.
The closure brought to light a series of violations filed with the Department of Children and Families. Former employee Hannah Mitchell says she witnessed them firsthand.
I've witnessed the children being abused. I've witnessed them being grabbed harshly by their arms or legs.
Joel says he was aware of the violations.
Action needed to be taken, not action at the level where someone needed to be fired or penalized or anything like that, but there was corrective actions for what actually took place.
But for Rea, the violations have changed the way he looks at child care.
Now we're looking out through the different daycare providers and we're like, who can we trust?
Scholl says Kids and Company does not plan on reopening. A new shuttle service will link La Crosse's regional airport to the Twin Cities. Starting April 1st, Sun Country Airlines and the Landline Company will provide a coach service in partnership with the La Crosse Regional Airport. Sun Country Airline travelers will be able to schedule shuttles to and from MSP. Arrangements can be made through the airlines or online. Western Wisconsin farmers and businesses are getting federal grants for clean energy projects. The USDA sending Wisconsin $14 million through the Inflation Reduction Act. That'll fund 42 projects, including solar electric arrays at those regional businesses you see on your screen. We've got the complete list on our website. USDA officials say the grants will help lower energy costs and strengthen economic development in rural communities. La Crescent is set to receive $229,000 of federal funding for railroad crossing safety improvements. According to a release from U.S. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith, the project will assess the safety of 4 rail crossings in the city. They hope to eliminate one of the crossings and add protective devices, signals, and signs. The money for the project comes from the federal bipartisan infrastructure law. Wisconsin Democratic Party Chairman Ben Wickler grabbing a key endorsement to potentially lead the Democratic National Committee. Stacey Abrams is now backing him. The two-time governor nominee in Georgia is calling Wickler battle-tested. The move comes after Senator Chuck Schumer also backed Wickler for DNC chair. The La Crosse Area Chamber of Commerce members revealed their legislative priorities today. The chamber hosted State Senator Brad Pfaff and State Representatives Tara Johnson and Jill Billings at their January forum. Legislators gave members an update on their goals and offered a preview of the upcoming session. Members also shared what they hope to see accomplished in Madison.
There's an important aspect of listening to folks. You know, we gather in the beginning and spend time just having conversations.
Billings says a large focus of the conversation was the upcoming state biennial budget. Chamber members expressed interest in issues like child care, the workforce, and taxes. La Crosse's Area Development Corporation held its 53rd annual meeting today. That one over at the Radisson Hotel. The gathering focused on supporting current businesses and bringing new ones to the area.
Yeah, it's really, again, to recognize that our area and our quality of life shouldn't be taken for granted. It's, you know, there's groups like ours and others who work every day at trying to promote and grow and make this a great place to live, work, and play.
The group's projects this year are to create new manufacturing and industrial spaces that could create new jobs. The La Crosse Board of Public Works backing a plan today to move the Cameron Park Farmers Market. The new location will be Burns Park. The vote comes after commissioners okayed a request to move the event because of low attendance numbers. Winds expected to pick back up in California, how they could challenge the ongoing firefighting efforts. Plus, the extreme security going up to keep Donald Trump's inauguration safe. Right after this.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
T-Mobile is very reliable.
It's always nice to know that T-Mobile has us covered.
I love the fact that my family and I, we can stay connected just about anywhere we want to go.
My network is my lifeline.
T-Mobile keeps you connected on America's largest and fastest 5G network. Right now, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/keep-and-switch.
Family of SUVs, proud sponsor of winter. Now, get up to $4,000 in total cash on a 2024 Ford Escape. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Red flag warnings are back in place in California. The powerful wind gusts fueling the fires are expected to pick back up. Officials say those gusts could hit 70 miles per hour tomorrow, potentially triggering more fires. Meanwhile, some signs of progress. The Palisades fire now 14% contained. The Eaton fire, one of the most destructive fires in California history, about a third contained. The Hearst fire at 95%.
It's still heartbreaking, even if your house is there, to know that one of the most, what I always thought was one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Los Angeles is just gone.
And announced today, the Grammys and Oscars will air as planned on February 2nd and March 2nd, but both shows will spotlight first responders and include a charitable component. President Biden touted what he views as his administration's biggest foreign policy achievements during remarks delivered at the State Department today. Natalie Brand has more details from our nation's capital.
With 1 week left in office, President Biden says his administration is working urgently to close a ceasefire hostage release deal between Israel and Hamas.
The deal we have structured would free the hostages, halt the fighting, provide security to Israel, and allow us to significantly surge humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians.
The war in Gaza became one of the Biden administration's biggest foreign policy challenges, along with the war in Ukraine approaching its third year.
When Putin invaded Ukraine, he thought he'd conquer Kyiv in a matter of days. But the truth is, since that war began, I'm the only one that stood in the center of Kyiv, not him.
President Biden defended his approach to support Ukraine with more than $65 billion in military aid to fight Russia, and he touted stronger relationships with NATO allies.
Critics say President Biden's biggest foreign policy failure was the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan.
In my view, it was time to end the war and bring our troops home, and we did.
13 U.S. service members and dozens of Afghans were killed in an August 2021 suicide bombing outside Kabul's airport as thousands tried to flee the country.
It had been passed from president to president, sending American men and women to fight and die in a foreign land. Year after year after year, President Biden was not going to hand that off.
Over the past 4 years, the Biden administration counts one of its achievements as strengthening relationships in the Indo-Pacific to try and counter China's rising influence. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Security will be tight for President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration next Monday. Several D.C. security agencies are involved. More than 30 miles of anti-scale fencing will be in place, and thousands of National Guard troops will back up the Secret Service.
The Secret Service will bring agents and other specialists from field offices across the country to provide a full slate of visible and invisible security measures.
Law enforcement are preparing for some protests, but don't expect any major problems. Another hike to your grocery bills. A look at what's causing a bump in a breakfast staple. Next.
Definitely we have some bitter cold temperatures, but it's not going to last too long. We're going to see some milder temperatures at the end of the week. Then we're going to flip that towards the beginning of next week. We'll break all that down, what that means with your temperatures coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Dreaming of a new ride? Apply today at driveultra.org and make your dream a reality. Hey, dogs can dream too. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
You're young, but your bathroom is old. I get it. I visit my kids, grandkids, my precious great-grandkids. Doesn't fit their lifestyle. Not safe. Old and ugly. You'll be amazed at the transformation you can make in just a few days. New tub and shower with all new fixtures, new toilet, new sink and vanity, new flooring, at an investment much less than you might think. Call the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate on your new bathroom.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up, by the fire, or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
For anybody in this region who is facing mobility issues,
I'd recommend Access Elevator because I know Jason.
the thing that sets Jason apart is that commitment, that passion for making life more pleasant. He will help you think about how to make your life easier in ways that you have not thought about.
There's no second guessing. I immediately say, call Access.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
Looking for a new ride? At Ultra, we know some family members are pickier than others. Apply today at driveultra.org and find a ride that makes everyone happy. No payments for 90 days. Driver tested, puppy approved. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Egg prices are on the rise. The main reason being an egg shortage caused by the bird flu. That's according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. 20 million egg-laying chickens died last quarter due to the virus. That marks the worst toll inflicted on America's egg supply since the outbreak began. That shortage has resulted in prices rising by 38% nationwide. We're going to go from cold to mild to absolutely frigid, all in the span of an 8-day forecast. Let's get all the details from Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart.
Yeah, we certainly are going to see a swing here in the temperatures. The positive news with all this is we're not expecting much road impacts with any type of precipitation or snow. So that's a positive news with this, but you're definitely going to be swings going throughout this. But we got very cold conditions probably continuing through Wednesday morning. It won't be as cold going Tuesday night into Wednesday morning as we see overnight tonight, but still cold. Then we'll have milder Wednesday, probably back up to seasonal level, and that would be in the 20s. So that'd be reprieve. We'll actually potentially could see a little snow in the evening. Not expecting a lot with this, but it could impact the evening commute. The temperatures continue to rise Wednesday, and then Thursday we're going to be well above average, and continuing in Friday. And with the lack of snow cover for some areas, that means you could see some 40s on either day too, depending on how the clouds play out for that day. For tonight, really the coldest air, or at least the longest duration of these minus 25 wind chills, will likely be east of the area, but that could include Juneau and Adams County. Further west towards Minneapolis too, we could see pockets of minus 25 or greater, but not expecting to be widespread or last as long, but still cold is cold when it's negative 20 or 25. Otherwise, you look at the morning winds tonight. Right now, the wind chills will probably be in that 10 to 15 below range for some areas. Other areas will kind of stay in that 0 to 5. But by the time we get up tomorrow morning, it'll be negative 20 to 25. The good news is by the time we get to 11 a.m. or closer to noon, we're looking at more in the negative 5, negative 10 range. Still cold. The winds will start lighting up. We will have plenty of sunshine. And then the better news is in the afternoon, I think these wind chills will climb above 0. Right around that 0 to 5, with some outlying areas still remaining around 0 or a little bit below. Winds will be light at this point too, and plenty of sunshine to go along with it. And we're not expecting as cold as wind chills going into Tuesday night into Wednesday. Tomorrow's highs really depend on snow cover. Up to the north, they'll struggle to get to 10, decent snowpack. Further south, you go probably the teens. Overall cold, about 10 degrees or a little bit more below average. Wednesday, the good news is we're going to see that southwest wind turn around, so that's going to help those temperatures get back up to average. Once again, snow cover areas will probably struggle to get in the low 20s. Everywhere else that doesn't have snow will probably get into the mid, maybe even upper 20s too. So not a bad Wednesday overall for most areas. Now, going with this warm front that will be coming Wednesday night, could be a little bit of snow that comes through. You see this little bit of line. We'll see if it materializes and it can reach the ground, but it will come through basically during the evening commute. So we could see a little bit of light snow swing through with maybe a few more showers existing throughout the night. Not expecting a lot of precipitation, but the timing could be the evening commute. And then Thursday, temperatures continue to rise Wednesday night. They'll climb all the way up to the 30s. Once again, snow-covered areas struggle to get to freezing. Other areas, mid to upper 30s. So definitely will be above average. That will continue on Friday. Unfortunately, we got another cold push up there coming, but it won't be till Saturday into Sunday. We see some of the coldest air surge south into our area come Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. And this could be some really dangerously cold air. The only positive with all this forecast with that cold air is we don't have much of a snowpack overall, but still Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and that includes Martin Luther King Day, we're actually looking at very cold conditions, but we'll have a swing, so definitely be prepared for all this because it's going to be swinging back and forth. But we don't have much in the precipitation with this forecast either.
Okay, we'll take it, I guess. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the end of the road. The Packers clean out the lockers as the season comes to a close. Plus, one area hoop squad hoping that their good start leads to a long postseason run. Hear what the Warriors are attributing to their success. Jacob is next.
For over 40 years, LaCrosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you could rise to meet it.
Right now, receive 0% APR for 60 months and up to $2,300 off BX Series tractor packages. Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
Built Ford Tough Trucks, proud sponsor of winter. Now, get over $10,000 in total savings on a 2024 Ford F-150. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Increase your home's energy efficiency and enjoy year-round comfort with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Our windows and doors combine quality craftsmanship and cutting-edge innovation from the trusted brand Renewal by Andersen, and our team provides expert installations backed by industry-leading transferable warranties. Take advantage of our biggest savings ever and receive up to 25% off your entire project. Connect with our team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, we are hitting that midpoint of the basketball season where teams are starting to separate themselves from the pack. One of those teams being the Caledonia Warrior Boys, who are sitting as the second-ranked team in Minnesota's Class 2A. Speed, size, shooting, the Warriors have it all. Add in their fast-paced offense, and if you blink, they'll run you right off the court. It's nothing new for head coach Brad King, who's had plenty of great teams in the past, but this year's squad has playmakers all over the court, and it's a tall task for any opposing team.
We have 4 guys that are capable of putting the ball in their hands and probably scoring on the other team. That's kind of unique in high school basketball. Everybody's comfortable with them having the ball in their hands. Everybody's comfortable with them shooting the ball. So that's a hard thing to take away if you're the other team.
And beyond just the pure skill this team has, they've been on the court together for countless minutes. They've built a rare connection together that goes beyond the game.
We probably started playing together like elementary, like 3rd grade, a lot of us, and like just been playing for years, like AAU, all the way through high school, so it's been really fun.
Not many people have it. I mean, I think we have the best chemistry in the section, maybe the state. Yeah, it's just really easy trusting those guys whenever they have the ball.
And Coach King thinks this team still has another level to reach, and they'll need it this weekend as they're set to face an undefeated Mount Horeb team on Saturday during the Midwest Players Classic at the La Crosse Center. Well, the Packers' stay in the postseason was short-lived as they were knocked out by the Eagles 22-10. It was a dreadful start for the Packers as they had turnover on the opening play and found themselves down 7 less than 2 minutes into the game. The defense did all they could, but the shortcomings from the offense and special teams were just too much to overcome. As locker cleanout took place this morning, a few players reflected on the past season and what's to come on 1265 Lombardi Avenue in the future.
I wouldn't necessarily say that the season was a failure. We learned a lot about some of the individuals on our team and how these players can impact the future of this building. So not a complete failure, but like I said, just disappointing.
Life ain't over yet, so you know what I'm saying, we still got more ball to play. We just got to take this in consideration for the off season, and you know, don't forget the feeling, and you know, just put all that feeling into your work.
The love and culture that we developed is you know, it's tough to let go for sure, but when you just talk to some of those guys, you like to celebrate those moments and just, you know, let them know that you appreciate them, appreciate their work, and you know that you're going to do your utmost in this offseason to, you know, just get a little bit better.
Many anticipate change on the horizon with the questions surrounding cornerback Jair Alexander, the amount of cap space available to Brian Gutekunst, and of course the NFL draft in 2025. And a similar feeling that those supporters for the Vikings have for tonight's game. Minnesota falls to the Rams 27-9 in the wild card round to end their season with a record of 14-4. Just like the Packers, very slow start for the Vikings, down 24-3 at halftime. Another day to forget for Sam Darnold, who had 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and a lost fumble. Aaron Jones with just 48 yards rushing. Justin Jefferson, 5 catches for 58 yards. So Los Angeles move on to face the Eagles in the divisional round. Tough weekend for the NFC North, Ken. Just the Lions remain. So
yeah,
we'll see.
That's it. I mean, the Lions have looked good pretty much all year. Weird that the Vikings just a couple of weeks ago were potentially the top seed in the NFC, how quickly things come to a close.
It really is crazy. I mean, a lot of people thought, hey, they could win. This could be the year. And it just goes like that. So who knows what will happen with Darnold and all this stuff. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. But
Big
more football
question.
to play.
That's right. All right, Jacob, thanks very much. We got more news right after this.
For a limited time, Hardee's is adding the rich goodness of maple flavor to our handcrafted favorites. For a sweet spot in your day all day, maple makes everything better, especially at Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon every day.
Beware of getting mortgage information and mortgage rates online. I get a lot of home buyers that get their mortgage information online or get a pre-approval letter from a computer. I can tell you that talking to someone with over 30 years of experience, that everyone's situation is different, and sticking to a lender that has my experience is important to your financial future.
Call
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you feel colder drafts here, you have gaps, worn seals, or even cracks here, you need a trusted window company to replace the window and help you save money on your energy bill. At Clear Choice, we know that your home is your biggest investment, and in a year like this, every dollar needs to be spent wisely. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Buy one window, get 50% off your second window.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. Choose American Waterworks.
Bad back? Get Good Feet with the personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Built Ford Tough Trucks. Proud sponsor of winter. Now, get over $10,000 in total savings on a 2024 Ford F-150. Only your local Northland Ford dealers.
Hardee's came up with the mushroom and Swiss burger over 45 years ago. Buttery Swiss and savory mushroom sauce on char-grilled beef. Here's to good things never changing. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
The world's largest religious spectacle is underway, and the numbers are staggering. Vast crowds of Hindu pilgrims in India bathed in sacred waters as the Kumbh Mela festival opened today. 6 million people have already taken a dip in the river, but organizers are expecting 400 million people to assemble there over 6 weeks. The event is one of the largest gatherings in the world. Hindus say bathing in the water during the Kumbh helps cleanse their sins. Greg's going to have one more check of this flip-flopping forecast right after this.
Winter is here, and with winter weather come accidents and mishaps. Whether you're on your way to work, walking the dog, or out on the trail, accidents can happen.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we help you get the settlement you deserve to put your life back on track.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up, by the fire, or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
T-Mobile is very reliable.
It's always nice to know that T-Mobile has us covered.
I love the fact that my family and I, we can stay connected just about anywhere we want to go.
My network is my lifeline.
T-Mobile keeps you connected on America's largest and fastest 5G network. Right now, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/keep-and-switch.
When you're dealing with your own insurance company, you may think that they're on your side, but the truth is, they're not. They're only concerned about their bottom line. That's why you need to hire Bygoff and Rohde. We get results.
All right, a very cold start for the area with wind chills potentially as low as 25 below. There will be some improvement towards the afternoon. Wind chills will climb probably above zero. Temperatures upper single digits to maybe the low teens, depending on if you got snow on the ground or you don't. Good news is warmer temperatures Thursday, Friday. Bad news is that's short-lived too, because we flipped the switch back to frigid and could be really frigid going into Martin Luther King Day too.
Absolutely.
Hope the heater's working.
Yeah.
We're going to need it to. Thanks for joining us tonight.